Hey everyone, welcome to Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
Now I'm Robbie.
Yeah. And today, we're going to go over the latest What If episode. This is with the Infinite Ultron. And we're going to talk about why the last man later. And then that might be it. So, all right. So this episode really showcased, I think the Watcher was definitely the main character in this. It seemed that he was actually doing stuff. So I think like after, 7 or 8 episodes, the Watcher is finally an integral part of the story instead of just an observer. So,
and when the Watcher freaks out, you know he's seeing something crazy.
Yeah,
I did. Butt kicked.
I did like the line, like, you know, you can do something. Ultron's like, you do something besides watching, which makes you a lot less creepy.
When Ultron's just thinking or hearing him, you're just like, shut up, Watcher. He hears something. He's just slowly looking over his shoulder, like, huh?
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit. And he closes the whatever he's looking through. Those
This show,
crystals.
I'm convinced this shows absolutely no respect for Thanos because
Oh, he just
Ultron
sliced him in half.
yeah, this show
Right.
doesn't respect him at all. He's like, oh, I'm going to give up trying to get the Infinity Stones because T'Challa told me
Or
to.
the 616. Yeah.
Oh, that looks
Like-
good. Slice.
And I'm going to be a zombie, you know, so.
Now,
Even though he had the
granted,
Infinity
none of these stories have ended well so far. But, 1 out of 14 million. Was it 14 million? Out of 14 whatever. Chance of being successful. Like, we've only watched 8 episodes and they've killed Thanos like 3 times, or Thanos has been derailed 3 different times. So I don't know. I just think as funny or as
Out of-
content worthy
it's
as
also-
it is, it kind of degrades the 616, or not the 616, the Marvel 99999 universe, the MCU.
Well, they've also
Talking about
killed.
Infinity.
It's
They've
also
killed.
It's also out of how many times that Doctor Strange went through those scenarios. I don't think
Right.
he knew about the Watcher.
Well, they've also killed
Or
Tony
like
Stark
him.
3 times in this show, so he's like the Kenny McCormick of the What If show.
Do you
He's
think
killed-
like his death is inevitable? Like he's died in every single story. Like, do you think like that's a part of like the Nexus event that later on creates Kang? Like for some reason, like through a chain of events, because Tony Stark dies every time, it always creates a Kang. Like maybe it affects his daughter, and because of that affects like the rest of the bloodline.
Interesting theory. I guess we'll just have to see. I'm very interested to see like if this show really does have any bearing on the MCU, like the live action verse.
You think the Watcher will show up later, or is this just kind of a side thing?
I forgot one quick thing to specify real fast. I know that Kang is like from Reed Richards, but since they haven't introduced him in the timeline yet, or in the MCU yet, I think it makes more sense to make it Iron Man because he's made all the other villains. So I think they're gonna like how they've merged a couple characters into the character that Jonathan Majors plays. So they might do the same with Iron Man. But what were we saying, Robbie? Sorry, I just wanted to specify before everyone started tweeting at us that that's not where Kang came from. I know that. I'm just saying for the MCU.
No, I forgot what I was going to say. But,
I was
Something about
disappointed.
Thanos. I'm so sorry.
I
We'll
was
go back and listen
disappointed.
to it.
I was disappointed that Ultron was not voiced by James Spader. They didn't get him come back. I think he was voiced by the same dude who
It's
voiced
weird,
Red
though,
Skull. Yeah,
right? Because
He's not doing
voiced
much.
him earlier
Mhm.
in the season, right?
All they
Why
have to do is
not
like show up in the studio.
record?
So
Yeah, you just gotta send him the next script. You just gotta print off a couple more pages.
I guess he just wasn't interested. So,
We
but
can only afford James Spader for one episode.
it's not like
Which
he's
is
not Leo
poor.
DiCaprio. Well, he's only like last movie I looked at his IMDb. The last movie he was in was Age of Ultron, and he's just been in the blacklist since then. That show, which I don't know.
Hey
If
man,
it's in, like
I
I've
mean,
never watched it.
he's probably making like $1 million an episode.
Probably.
I'd be doing that too.
We can't come to the studio one day. All right. And then okay, I guess we should talk
Man,
about
it's just scary how powerful how powerful Ultron just became. You think if they didn't stop him, he would have just became actually like that, or that was his whole plan?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I think
crazy.
That's very possible.
I was hoping that Paul Bettany and James Spader would like sync their voices together to make the Vision Ultron.
That would have been cool. Yeah, I would have really liked that. But I guess he's not technically Ultron because
it's like a whole
that
nother
wasn't
thing. Or he basically
body.
downloaded his mind into
like he created that
our known Vision
armor
body.
Yeah.
It was Ultron. It was Ultron instead of Vision that got downloaded into it.
It was Ultron's Vision, and then they were just called him Vision.
Ultimate Vision.
I call him Infinite Ultron.
Yeah.
He is also Vision.
Me too.
So
Infinite Ultra Vision. Boom.
I guess we should talk about. Surprisingly, Hawkeye and Black Widow survived, even though Thor, Hulk, and Cap and Iron Man all died. That makes sense. But
why? Because the weakest survive?
No, because they hunkered behind a rock.
They got the fuck out of there. Yeah, they ran away. They bravely ran away. They bravely ran away.
It did cross my mind too. Like, why are they like literally only two alive now?
Yeah, it's like when Batman's like the only one that survives from the Justice League. You're like, really? The only one non-powered? I mean, I know like Batman's super smart, but really, the only one non-powered superhero.
So what is your superpower?
Still alive?
I'm rich.
Rich bitch.
I did like the Watcher almost broke his oath to help them or he really wanted to help them interfere.
He was close.
He was like, come on, it's right there. The answer.
Yeah, you want to talk about Ultra Vision? What about the Watcher's man cave where he hangs out?
Oh, it's like basically it's like some sort of crystal
almost. Yeah.
Some sort
I wonder
of crystal
his
place.
history. Is he just
probably dive into that? Well, there's several other Watchers
to just watch that, or I'm wondering the whole story about him. It'd be kind of interesting to look into.
You should watch the Silver Surfer cartoon because the Watcher's in that, and he's like,
oh really?
For that show too, yeah.
I didn't know anything about the Watchers.
And it sort of goes over the history of the Watchers and
interesting. I did not know that.
I had no idea.
I was a big fan of the Silver Surfer growing up, but I knew the Watcher was at the time.
Yeah, that whole cartoon is just a big showcase of like the cosmic Marvel stuff because it has like Gamora and Nebula and Drax. And that show came out
I'm binging next.
That show came out in the 90s too, so it was like 20 years before the MCU made them popular.
Since I haven't read the comics or any, well, I also haven't known much about Silver Surfer either. I just thought he was a new character for What If or something.
If it's 90s animated TV shows, it's probably more accurate.
Oh, and
stuff.
Ego's in it too, and the Kree and the Skrulls, so it's like basically
nice.
All the cosmic stuff. So yeah, if you want to know about the Watcher, I guess that's probably the best place to start besides the comics.
I did go back and rewatch the original X-Men animated show from the 90s when it dropped on Disney Plus.
And I think cool about how like most of the voice actors came back for this too. They didn't get everybody. Like who didn't voice their character?
Scarlett Johansson, Ultron. They got back Arnim Zola though, Toby Jones. That was cool. I guess he is the only one. He is the most qualified guy in the MCU to, I guess, take down Ultron since he is an AI.
I'm sure a lot of actors have fun playing those characters.
I wonder if Scarlett Johansson originally voiced all of her lines, and then when the lawsuit came out, Disney went back and had someone else voice over them. To not have to pay her.
They didn't get Brie Larson. They didn't get Brie Larson to come back, and she's apparently still has a good working relationship. She's come back to the sequel, but Scarlett Johansson just settled with Disney, I think, this week. So maybe for future episodes they use Natasha, they'll get her to voice.
I wonder if she's glad she started all that, or if she's kind of feel like she made a bad decision or not.
I think it was disclosed for. I think there was an undisclosed amount, so she was done in the MCU. I guess she's probably never going to work on another Disney movie, but I think overall it was probably a calculated hedge.
I don't know. She might work with Disney again since apparently they've come to terms, and I don't think she's not going to turn down like a multi-million-dollar contract.
She's ScarJo. No, it's more about them offering than her turning it down, I think.
Okay. And what else? So Hawkeye died again.
Oh yeah. Yeah, what you're going to do next with at the end he meets up with Doctor Strange from a previous episode.
Oh, well
Yeah, what a twist! Evil Doctor Ultimate
the
Strange
twist at the end.
So they're building the Guardians of the Multiverse. They're gonna get like Captain Carter and Killmonger and
now
that Star-Lord,
seems
T'Challa.
too much to do in 30 minutes. Like to gather
probably
an
like a
entire
brief-
team and have a battle. Like we saw what happened in Justice.
It's gonna be a montage.
How many-
If you rush
How many
it,
episodes are
it's
in
not
this?
going to turn out well. It was 9.
a
This is the season finale.
It's be a
Oh,
montage like the Rick and Morty episode where it's like he's like, "You son of a bitch, I'm in."
And he
And
goes and
then-
picks up all the people.
And then they're just gonna be together. I imagine they're already gonna be together. We'll just gloss over how they brought them together. They're just gonna already be
Yeah.
together. And then
I sure hope you're right. If I have to watch The Watcher explain who he is to 5 different characters, I'm going to be really annoyed.
yeah. So, yeah, it should be a treat to see. And I don't know what else happened in this episode.
Well,
I like the DBZ battle between Infinite Ultron and Watcher.
That was
They're like
great.
just each punch was like a different universe they go into, so or different alternate reality. So
Yeah, animation was fantastic. You know, the battle was pretty spectacular. Well, I don't understand.
So they had
Speaking of the
Frieza?
battle, no,
They had
not
what?
Frieza, just a Dragon Ball esque.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they didn't pull a Space Jam and punch their way through. The
although he did
universe.
collect, he had to collect all the Infinity Stones. Like they had to collect all the Dragon Balls. So
Well, yeah, but I mean, you have to collect a lot of things in different movies. That's casting a wide net, just collecting stuff.
they brought in Captain Marvel again to fight
Oh, and we
Ultron,
didn't-
and that failed. She failed spectacularly again. Then as
Oh,
well.
we didn't mention that other, what's his name? The German guy who made himself.
Yeah, we mentioned him, and he's
Oh.
Swiss. Yeah,
Oh,
I literally said Arnim
Yeah.
Zola.
yeah,
He's,
yeah.
like, he's the
That
guy
was
who's
his name.
qualified to take down an Ultron since he is an AI
Because he's
too.
an analog AI.
Sorry, I'm also like looking at stuff on Google at the same time, so I guess I'm getting distracted by parts of it.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, how
Um,
much did James Spader make per episode? It's 300,000, not $1 million per episode.
But it's like 20 episodes a season, so
Right,
it's just like
yeah.
Oh, he only dude. That's nothing. 300K per episode.
I'm just saying, The Big Bang Theory, those guys were making at one point $1 million per episode before they took a slight pay
I don't
cut
think Blacklist
to
is
help
as,
their female actors.
I don't think Blacklist is as watched as Big Bang Theory was, and also I don't know. I guess
But would you say any of
300,000.
those actors are as big as James Spader?
Yeah, because that show's way more popular than Blacklist. And what was the show? Boston Legal before
Boston Legal was great.
Blacklist.
Well, I'm not sure how popular it was with the 10 o'clock runtime, but
Yeah, I don't think
That's
like
who-
I don't think James Spader's like a big star, but like he's been around for a while. He's a good actor and
high
he's-
quality
quality.
stuff.
But I don't think like his,
Robert
it's all about.
California.
It's not about talent. It's about eyeballs. Like yeah, definitely The Office is probably the most watched thing he's ever been on, even though that's like after Steve Carell left. But yeah, that's probably like he's probably like more known to this generation for his time in The Office than anything else he's done, like Stargate or
Right.
I don't know, some other of his movies he was in. Can't remember.
And boy, was he a weirdo
Less than
in
Zero.
The Office.
Yes, I don't know. I stopped watching after that.
That's a
I
shame
don't
you
know.
got finished. the
Actually,
series.
I don't even think I
You're the
watched
worst
the
for it.
episode where Steve Carell left. I think I got to the season where like Kathy Bates was the boss, and then he left that season, right? That's the season he
you
quit.
are missing out. I think season 6 he quit.
This now.
It
Yeah,
was.
for
I mean,
sure.
I was starting to like not laugh as much, towards that tail end of his tenure on the show. So,
So you switched over to The Sopranos.
I mean, I don't know. I probably just started watching. It's always. I don't know. I just stopped watching. I don't know what the hell I
You
would
just stopped
replace to
watching
it.
it. Just didn't hold your attention. That happens in
No.
TV shows. I almost didn't watch Y this week, and then I was like, podcast, let's do this.
Oh yeah, I had. I just soldiered through it today, just before the podcast. So yeah, I watched it. So this
Do that
episode.
pun. But before we switch over real fast, because I mean that was
What?
a great
What's the
segue,
pun?
And I hate to take a soldier through it.
How's that a pun?
Aren't there the soldiers and I mean it wasn't a good pun.
There's like soldiers in every single like show ever, isn't there? I mean, yes, there were soldiers in this, but that wasn't like an intended pun. And
Okay.
if I said like I manned up and watched it, and then that would have been a pun. But yeah, I think there's like soldiers through it.
I like that one.
What?
Yeah, I like that
Why?
more.
Why is that a
That's a pun.
Man up.
No,
I
mine's
had to man up.
He's like,
No,
the
no,
man.
yours isn't a
there are
pun.
men in
I guess.
mine's a pun because my pun is Y and it's not spelled WHY. It's spelled Y.
No, your pun was my pun was you thought was a pun was Soldier On, which wasn't intended to be a pun. It was just like I had to sit through it even though I wasn't that enthused about it. But anyway, so this episode introduced.
No, it was a great pun. I like it. Man,
Yours?
clever.
Okay. Well, I was just saying that as a counter pun. So
Were you Yu-Gi-Oh? Are we hurting the cards and pulling out puns out of your ass?
I guess so. Okay.
Great puns, guys. Let's go.
And also, the character introduced was called Dr. Man with 2 N's. So this introduced her character, and I mean, I think she definitely fit her counterpart.
Good writing or bad writing?
Well, it fit her comic counterpart. Like she just doesn't like Yorick. She's gay. She's Asian.
Yeah. But I just mean like calling her Dr. Man.
I don't know. I guess that was sort of like
good writing, or it's super on the nose. Is that good?
Yeah,
writing?
it is. But I think
in
Brian K.
your
Vaughan
media?
he made fun of himself for saying that. It was I don't know. I don't know if it's bad writing. I think it's definitely the one scientist who can save humanity is called Dr. Man. But I think it's her name's short for something else. Like it's Manitoshi or something. It's just Japanese.
It's supposed to be ironic.
Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, it's ironic.
This is a quick tangent, but I think we should write a book.
Oh, and it's spelled man,
there's a
M-A-N-A.
monster. Yep, 2 N's.
There's a monster that what?
Allison
the
Man.
The monster's name is Frankenstein. So when you refer to people as a monster and you call them Frankenstein, and they're like, actually, it's Frankenstein's monster. You can be like, actually, I'm not talking about Shelley's book. I'm talking about the book by Zealots, where the monster's called Frankenstein. Damn.
That name is in public domain though, so you know.
I say let's do it.
As is Dracula.
Unless someone else wants to do it, and just give us 5.
We'll just make him a really non-scary monster. Like he's pink with flappy arms and a long neck and big teeth, too big for his head.
Is this an anime?
I guess so. I didn't say big eyes.
Or what you just described is really scary because
an animal without its flesh.
Okay. He's just gonna be a skinless giraffe, basically.
Yeah,
it's
gross.
scary as shit.
Yeah.
Like one of those hairless mole rats, but a giraffe.
Much bigger,
I don't know if you've ever skinned an animal, but
Okay, Norman Bates. Yeah, I haven't. So, but you'd probably.
Me neither. But let's go ahead and cut through the rest of this episode.
Okay, yes. Yeah, so this introduced Okay, how's that a pun? Okay, so we. To be fair, she stabbed him, so she did cut him in this episode.
Hey, I mean, all I'm saying, a pun, not a pun. You can skin a cat in multiple ways.
I
hate that phrase.
That's an idiom.
Yes, I don't know where that came from, and I'm not sure I want to look it up on Wikipedia.
You call this episode "Battle of the Puns."
Probably. I think that phrase originated in Korea, maybe.
Oh, you know what you could call it, Robbie? You could call it the penultimate episode of What If. Get it? Penultimate, because penultimate means the one before the last one.
Okay, so Dr. Man was introduced. And she stabbed Yorick.
Guys, SNL, I am available for remote work. I can work on all of your scripts.
So Yorick was stabbed
by Dr. Man in this. Yes.
No.
So the show's
over.
If
he died, that means we can be through with this.
Now it's called Why the Dead Man.
They have a whole body full of blood they can still use.
Well, it's called Why the Dead Man. They're just carrying him around like Weekend at Bernie's now.
Yeah.
Just
why are we?
He's still alive. He's still alive, Madam President. I swear. They're just moving his mouth with their hands. I'm okay, Mom. So yeah, that didn't happen. Basically, they met Dr. Man in this, and she's the geneticist who is the most qualified to clone Yorick to bring back men. But apparently, I don't know. This show got really political at the end because she's basically millions of women died that day because they have internal underdeveloped testes in them. So they have a Y chromosome but don't know it. It's called androgynous sensitive syndrome or something like that. So. And she was like all about like, we lost a lot that day, but not the important thing is we didn't lose. I don't know. It was like really weird and political. It was like basically like she was like lecturing York about, we of course they lost. Yeah, it's like basically men suck basically. It's like this is about if we're gonna bring back. It's about preserving biodiversity, not about bringing back men. I'm just like, well, what's wrong with bringing back men? They're animals too.
Men just want to have fun too.
It's like they're trying to make science too political, I think, and that's just like a big no-no. Like science is just science.
Nowadays, it seems to be all about politics.
But I think, like at least in the comic, though, her character was sort of like irritable and didn't really like York that much, or like so. I mean, at least it sort of fit with her comic counterpart. And she's gay, so they said that as well. So at least I think it sort of fits with her comic counterpart. She is sort of like irritating and irritable, and thought York was annoying
on the show. But again,
basically,
like I was saying earlier, that's kind of what you expect from a post-apocalyptic character.
So that was like the A story. The B story was like, 355 met with another member of the Culper Ring. And I'm not sure, I can't remember from the comics, Pip, maybe you can refresh my memory, but I think the Culper Ring, is it just women or is there like men in it too?
Well, I know about the Nuva Ring.
Well versed in that. Otherwise, you'd have a lot more kids. So basically, so she met with another member of the Culper Ring. And
Cue the baby in the background.
Wait a minute, Tip. I thought your kids were grown.
Maybe Tip doesn't know that much about the Nuva Ring.
No, that's my cat. She's in heat.
Oh, that's your cat.
No, she's yowling.
She's in heat.
Yo, I would throw some cold water on there.
Yeah, obviously. You need to skin that cat. No, I'm kidding. Quietly tell her.
No, she just needs a male cat to come and impregnate her. Which we're not going to allow.
Why don't you get her fixed so she's not in...
This is crazy.
Suffering.
I've never heard this. I own 2 cats. One's a female. I've never heard this sound before.
Were they
Yeah,
spayed?
that's why I thought it was.
Spayed.
She is spayed?
No, my cat's not spayed.
You should get spayed. Just one weekend,
Didn't you watch
paid,
The Price is Right?
Get paid, get laid, get your cat spayed, all in one weekend.
That's the Bob Barker guarantee.
Yeah. So, all right. So, yeah, 355 met with 525, I think, and they had like a big Black Widow-esque fight. I guess the producers of that show thought that movie was good, so they wanted to replicate it. It was like literally
combat.
It was literally, exactly like the Black Widow fight, didn't y'all think? Because it ended with them like pointing their guns at each other. There was a lot of throwing around and stuff. But at least they had a good reason to fight.
Forrest, that's like every fight scene.
What? Were they in with their guns
each other around and they're pointing their guns at each other? But no,
name one other fight.
Black Widow. That was one.
One other.
And that's
don't name the movie I already named.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say Zoolander. I don't know if that's true, but I feel like it.
When was there a fight scene in Zoolander besides like when he's
Austin Powers?
When were they pointing a gun at each other? Yeah.
Jason Bourne. I'm gonna go say one of the Bourne movies. I'm not
Which fight scene?
Like you are. I don't know. The third one. I'm gonna look it up afterwards.
It was very much based off. It was very much based off the Black Widow fight, I think. Although I could be wrong. I'll tell you
though. Right now, if Jason, I'm gonna go find Jason Bourne if the third fight scene ends with gun to gun. I'm gonna lose my shit.
Okay, like
we're gonna
I'm pretty sure.
Second episode.
I'm pretty sure that this scene was based off the one for Black Widow, though.
Oh yeah, no, I 100% agree.
Okay, yeah, that was my point. It probably has happened in some other movie. I just can't think of anyone, but I think.
Well, what about the production timing? Because Black Widow is delayed. Black Widow is literally made.
But that trailer came out like 2018, so they could have seen it, and that happened in the trailer though. But I don't know. You could be right. Although this show, I think with TV, they got to get it out quickly after filming it. It's not like movies where they have like a whole year for post production.
Tell that to The Boys.
That's true. Although that requires much more CGI than this show. I think they had. So basically, they had the big. So apparently, there's like some sort of there's another woman they got to find who runs the Culper Ring. And I guess that's gonna be 355 is gonna be looking for her. So that was basically like I don't know. I don't know if 525 is. They also had her iconic baton, like from the comics, like her baton, and it's like She's like has that in the comics. That was like definitely a nod to the fans.
Oh
fan
yeah, I
service.
didn't even read the comics, and I noticed that
It
had
looked
to have been
iconic.
something important. The way
Yeah.
she looked at it.
Yeah.
Ribbed baton.
It's sort of like Katniss's arrow, I guess.
I
don't
was
know,
like,
the
oh,
baton.
she recognizes that from somewhere. the way
Yeah,
she's
so that was
looking at
definitely
thing.
that was like ripped straight from the comic. That was like this will shut the fanboys up, I think. Scene. So
Ribbed,
Let me ask you
direct
this:
baton and
the
pleasure.
first 3 episodes were so good, and the last 2 were so not. And I wonder.
Oh,
If
really?
it's
I
just
thought
because-
the
kind
first
of
2 was good. I can't remember.
Yeah, I like the first 3 episodes.
They were slightly better than the last 2. I'll admit that. Yeah, they were better than
Yeah.
the last
So
2.
what I'm wondering, what I'm supposing to you guys, I want your thoughts on it. Is it because you could watch the episodes back to back to back if you wanted to? Like, would the first 3 episodes be the same quality as the last 2 episodes if they were spaced out a week apart? Like, is the show better to binge than to drag out 1 episode at a time? 'Cause it's
I'm
not
glad I
very
have a week
fast-paced.
break. I'm happy to have a break between these shows. I would hate to I gotta watch another one after this. I don't know, but let's talk about like the C and D stories. So the C story was like the secretary came back from Israel, and there's gonna be a power struggle between her and Diane Lane, which I think constitutionally the other woman should be the president because she was like next in line. But Diane Lane's like, well, she's
Yeah, and they
conservative.
all thought she was dead.
Well, she's conservative,
mean,
so she should be president.
If
so.
if you make the case that she's mentally
Yeah, that's true.
incapable or incompetent, then she shouldn't be next. to
But
the
they
line.
just don't like her politics. That's the thing, though. And, you know,
Did they
that's-
focus as much on politics in the comics as they are
I
in the
a
show?
little bit. It's funny because the mother, I think, was Democrat, but she was very, very pro-life, though, which I'm sure the showrunners in this were like, "Fuck that." So you know, I don't know. It was political, but it was really more just based off like Yorick's journey, not so much like
Yeah, because I kind of
Democrat-
want to focus on what they're doing more.
this
than
show is definitely like you know,
politics.
the bad women in this are the conservatives, you know, at least in the White House plot. I think maybe like with the Amazons, the heroes met up. They're gonna be more just like uber feminists trying to wipe out any traces of men left. So I don't know.
Sounds dangerous.
It could be either way.
Oh,
I
did
think-
you guys see the name of the next episode?
Weird Al is dead. Yeah, so there's probably
Yeah.
it'd be like a Weird Al reference.
Yeah, now I just got to see it just to figure out why they named it that.
Probably just like I don't know, just a lot of pop culture references. Just like
Yeah,
make the show
I'm
seem
sure
hip.
they got to mention him at some point. I'm a big
Yeah.
Weird
Weird
Al
Al can
fan.
never die. He is immortal.
He must secretly be a woman.
He
though.
does seem to not
Explains
age.
why it doesn't. I was going to say explains why it doesn't age.
Yeah.
How old is he now?
And he's been 45 since 1995.
And then the D story.
Hey, he's
was-
61 years old and he still looks like 40.
well, if you look at him close up, you know, because whenever he's on stage or like
right,
on TV,
yeah.
he's like in makeup. But like you ever seen like close up without makeup, you're like, oh wow.
I'm sure he cleans up for every picture or whatever.
I'm
but-
sure he's not like he's eating healthy, but you know he probably does show his age when you get up to him up close. Okay, so like the D story was like the chick from The Boys who's like this assistant. She's pregnant. So that was sort of interesting, I guess. Not really. It wasn't interesting at all. I mean, she could possibly be having a boy, but you know, it's like the doctor said you're probably just having a girl, and I don't know.
Probably. Can't they just stick a ultrasound thing and be like, all right, that's a girl?
Well, they did do an ultrasound because the doctor was like, "There's a heartbeat," but she's
And
only like
isn't
12
part
weeks
of the
in.
drama the baby might be the one she killed that she hasn't really told anybody? Or
Well, she said she was miscarrying. I don't think she said she tried to get an abortion. I don't know.
guess we'll see.
But yeah, I don't know. That storyline just was not interesting, and I don't know. That character is just very forgettable for me, as is like the other woman with her daughter. Like I don't understand the purpose. Like some of these characters just have no purpose in the show, or I guess they're just created solely to fill out screen time.
Right. Like
so
you should have a D plot.
yeah.
Maybe
so I guess
you eventually go back to and have to like remind.
well,
yourself
I mean, the main plot was just like meeting up with Dr. Man. The B plot was, you know, the president coming back or the secretary coming back, who's gonna like, you know, they sort of portrayed her as like this uber bitch. So there's definitely gonna be like some conflict.
Just coming in there to take things with power.
There's gonna be a coup, yeah. So I don't know. This show was, meh, another meh one for me. I guess next episode they're gonna do Hero and the Amazons, something with that. So I think they'll show how they brainwash her, if that. And I guess her trans boyfriend's in trouble because I think in the comic they hunt down trans people. So I don't know. We'll just see. Like I said, this show isn't really
That'll make
amazing
all trans people nowadays happy.
Well, I mean, I do like the aspect of the show. Like he's able to like walk around by saying, "Hey, I'm a trans woman." So like he's able, because the woman, the girl in this episode thought he was trans. So it is kind of smart. Like that's how he's able like to walk around. And he just says, like, tells women, "I'm a trans man and not a cisgender man." So, but yeah, that's basically all I had for today. What do you mean? What?
Wait.
Cisgender? It just means you identify as the sex you were assigned at birth. Because you can't say normal. Because that's deeply offensive to trans
God,
people.
everything's offensive nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm offended by you taking offense at me being offended.
So it's double negative. So it cancels out, right?
So everyone
I'm
just
just saying. That's just Twitter. That's just Twitter right there.
I
I offend you. I offend you.
Dude,
You're
Twitter is
offended.
nothing but just like throwing
Yeah.
shit at each other.
Like,
It's
I'm
just-
offended that you're offended by me offending you. Like, I can't believe you're outraged by my outrageous comment on your Twitter.
I don't know.
I think
So
the
people.
answer-
And that
This
brings me
is
pain,
everyone should
pain,
get off of,
which brings me
social
pleasure.
media.
Oh yeah.
That Rick and Morty episode.
I knew exactly what you're referencing.
And then he builds the inverting conversion reverting converter or whatever he said.
Forrest was right about to end the episode, and we can't end the episode without talking about Rick and Morty. At least
Wait,
in that
hold on,
episode.
wait.
So
What
I'm
was the end
glad-
of this
glad you
episode,
slipped-
Mage? What was the end of this
What?
episode? It was like I can't remember what the significance of the episode was. Like, what's her name? 355 opened up the bag, and there was something in it.
It's something red. Yeah, some red glowing.
I
was like, is it a bomb? But it didn't look like it was ticking or flashing. So
think it's
maybe
a tracking
charge?
thing. I have absolutely no idea what the significance of the ending of the episode was. That's like how little I care.
Yeah.
So, how many episodes? 5 left?
Oh my
I think it's
goodness.
I know. Good lord. I don't know if we're gonna make it. We didn't even finish Bad Batch.
Speak
You guys
for
didn't
yourself.
finish
I'll
that?
watch it.
I finished Bad Batch.
Oh
yeah.
Is
the,
it worth
the
it?
last two episodes. The last two episodes were good.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. Yeah,
Well,
it's
that's
like,
cool.
They just need to like condense it more.
It just felt like they weren't going anywhere. It was just a series of
They weren't. Oh my
Whatever.
goodness. Just fetch quests.
Yeah. All
Which
right.
is cool. Once
But
in a while,
I'm liking Why
That's
the
the
Last
plot.
Man more than that though.
Not me.
I'll
You just haven't read the
I'll be
comic.
down to finish it.
You read the comments. Like,
Yeah,
wow,
so
this
I
is
got
so
nothing to compare.
good.
So I got nothing
Yeah.
to compare them to. I'm just
See,
enjoying
this
the
is
show.
why. This is why I advocate for not reading. It only ruins the book, or sorry, it only ruins like the movie
And then-
or TV.
Is that why you don't
Yeah,
have
and then you
contacts?
don't-
And
Is
then
that
you
why-
don't have
the comparison?
Is that
Yeah,
why you
when
don't
you
have
just-
glasses, Major?
I've got
It's
glasses.
not
I
the-
use
okay.
I use UV glasses.
Yeah, yeah. it's fun.
Sunglasses?
I noticed that in one of the Snapchats you sent me.
Yeah, because I'm like looking at a screen for 12 hours a day, like day trading and stuff. So, or just doing
I
like
wonder
research.
if I need that.
I would highly.
I'm in
recommend
front of
it.
a computer so much.
Yeah, if you get like headaches or if you have like trouble sleeping at night, like I highly recommend checking it out. And like there's
Yeah, I haven't had-
I would say.
I haven't had problems with that, but I also got
Oh.
regular glasses I wear all the time.
Oh, so you
But
can
maybe
get,
that
like,
amplifies it. I don't
Do you
know.
have- is that prescription?
Yeah,
They make prescription blue light or blue light blocking or
yeah,
glasses.
and then I'm sure I'd have to go get new ones and stuff and
No,
let them do whatever to. Yeah,
I think it's like it's like one of those like things I heard about on a podcast ad. So it's probably. Like,
I've been
super
seeing stuff
user-friendly.
like
they send
that.
it to you, you just like
blocking
you
out.
just, like send them your
blocking out the
prescription
blue
number and they
light.
send it to you. Yeah, that's exactly what it does. And I would say
Yeah.
like it slaps, dude. It's way
Do you
better.
notice a big color difference? Or would it take some getting used to? Or
No, it doesn't take anything getting used to. But like I will say, if I don't know,
Does it,
I
like,
see
make
something
everything yellow?
particularly- Yeah. Well, some of them do. Some of them don't. I have the ones that have like a yellow tint on it because they're like hardcore. But they have like blue, like UV blocking sunglasses or prescription glasses that are just like regular colored, like that, or like invisible.
I think we're officially tapped out on Why the Last Man. If we're just talking about glasses.
Oh yeah, were we going to mention Halo?
Yeah, you want to talk? We can talk about Halo Infinite. Give your quick review, Rob. I only played like the Total Control game briefly.
Yeah, the beta this weekend, they only had 2 modes out, except for today. Today only they have a third mode that they're throwing in.
I also played CTF on Friday.
They got 4v4 and they got 12v12 CTF, and so far I'm really into it because it feels more like classic Halo, except they put sprints in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually I would say I'll miss like boosting around and ground pounding, but after playing it for a while, I'm kind of glad they took it out because that did get annoying with people just flying everywhere, and it helps us like making it feel like classic Halo again.
And don't forget you can ping
and also
now.
and you can ping now, and also it got kind of annoying when you couldn't sprint and recharge your shields at the same time. They put that back in. You can.
Oh, okay.
It's just on a timer now instead of having to stop sprinting till your shields come back.
Yeah, I don't think any of the maps were remakes of any previous Halo stuff, but I don't know. I think that once
the details on the shields look kind of cool when people get hit. They'll glow in certain parts of their shields where they got hit at, instead of just their whole shield.
Yeah, I'm not.
And like they put more details into it, like the vehicle respawn. They'll call it out, and an airdrop you can see the airdrop flying and bring the vehicle down, which is kind of cool.
They dropped a wasp, I think.
Oh, and you mentioned that. I remember before I played it, you mentioned that there was like a butlerish sounding AI talking to you. You actually have the option to change your AI out. It's not the announcer guy. They still have the announcer guy, but the one who's talking to you in your suit is an AI that you can choose, and that British sounding guy is like the default. There's like 4 other AIs you can choose.
Oh, so they did that in Halo 5. I wonder if you have to pay for it though.
But no, they were unlocked.
Nice.
You just can't unlock.
There was like this comedic sounding one that was funny that I picked.
Was it Bob Saget? No.
And they
headshot.
They added a bunch of
Forrest, where did you see Bob?
They added a bunch of new gear and stuff too.
I saw him at Comedy Zone. Yeah, on Friday. He was hilarious.
But overall, I'm looking forward to it to see what they do, because they only have like a couple modes and a couple maps right now, just to kind of test it out and show it off.
I know we'll have to play after this.
Armor's more customizable. You can separately customize each piece of your armor.
Hey, Tip, you can play on PC.
What?
And I think it's crossplay too.
Yeah, so you can play with us. You have no excuse anymore.
Yeah, no matter what you play on, you can still play with it.
Join the Halo cult. Yeah.
Which means I'll probably just be getting it on PC when the full one comes out.
Free. It's all free. You just got to download the Xbox Insider.
Mm-hmm. The campaign you'll have to pay for, and it's coming out separately.
But to be fair, the campaign's been pretty lame the last 3 games.
On the marketplace.
Yeah, they have not been focusing on campaign.
They don't care anymore. It's all about microtransactions too, and
I know. Yeah, they're bringing battle.
That's what.
This is going to be a battle pass game that feels like all the other battle passes.
Yeah, and then that's basically what Avengers was, like, useless power ups.
Hopefully they don't make it too much like pay. Well, I guess it's not really pay to win. It's pay to look cooler.
And I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with playing.
I'm not spending a cent
for
more than
a barrel.
I'm not spending an extra cent more than the actual game.
Yeah, I like being able to earn the armor instead of just
give
like
my
money
armor,
and
like,
get it.
I like all legendary.
I never really got it, understood it until I started playing the Rogue Company game. Not Rogue Company, Rogue One Rogue, whatever that game we played. You know what I'm talking about for a little bit on Gamer Pass?
Yeah, that we just called Rogue.
Rogue Company, yeah. We just texted Rogue. Hey, you want to play Rogue? So I think it's Rogue Company. But, that's when I first started getting invested in, the add-ons and the apparel and stuff. I was like, I'm playing this game so much, I want to look cool and I want to show off some stuff.
All started with Fortnite, really. and then everybody jumped on.
Yeah, and no, I'm okay with that if it gets me free.
I mean, if it's hard to complain when they give you the game for free.
Yeah, like, you know, the only money I've ever spent on Halo 5 was buying Forrest a gold pack for his birthday, which he did not buy me a gold pack for my birthday the following year. I feel like I was
I didn't think you aged.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You can't
Can't
give
you-
somebody
Can't you get a gold pack?
Turn an accusation into a compliment.
Are you talking about the 10,000 point gold pack that you can get after a couple games?
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'll buy you an
yeah,
early. I guess I'll buy you an early Halloween present. A gold pack. So,
But yeah, definitely. Overall, recommend it. It looks cool.
I don't know. There just wasn't enough. I mean, you know, it's Halo. It seems like we could be playing the Master Chief Collection if we didn't want to play with Boost anymore. But you know, because those maps that Bungie made are way better.
Yeah, but they put so much new stuff into it. Did you see all the new gear?
I never did the grappling hook. I just rode the Ghost. There's like a pulse
You
cannon.
try
You didn't look at all the. There's a ton of new gear.
No, I only
There's
played
new
like a few
grenades.
minutes.
I got the drop
like, I
wall
just wanna go
shot
back to Halo
grenades.
3.
They got it. Yeah, it sounds like you played 2 games and dropped it.
Basically, I think it was working because I only could play between 1 and 5, and then I had to go to Comedy Zone later, so I didn't really have a whole lot of time on Friday, and I couldn't do anything on Saturday because I was in Kings Mountain all day.
Oh yeah, they got the repulsor, which basically puts out a big blast. Like somebody throws a grenade at you, you hit the repulsor, knock the grenade back at them.
Well, we gotta play now, guys. You convinced me.
Well, let's get out of here.
This is all very titillating.
The drop wall, you can drop a big shield in front of you.
Wall? Yeah.
That's what they call it, the drop wall. You hit, it throws like a shield in front of you.
Okay. Well, let's
Or
go
like
play, y'all.
whoever.
Actually, I'm gonna go to the store.
Well, Mage just got to
down.
download it. Me and you can play.
I'm actually going to the store.
That other app.
Well, that's the start of it.
Yeah, Xbox
And
Insider.
you gotta
can download Infinite. Yeah.
Yeah, Infinite's 30 gigs. It might take you a minute, but
Oh, jeez.
Oh no, I already downloaded Infinite. One of you guys recommended going ahead and setting it to
I thought you had to get
install.
Insider and stuff first.
Yeah, you gotta get Insider, and then you can get Infinite. You get through that. So.
Yeah,
All right.
and then you can play.
Well, let's play, guys.
Is it
Later.
on Steam?
What? It's on PC. Yep.
Yeah,
So
So I
it should
can
be.
download it
yeah,
from
because they sent me a Steam code to download it too.
Yeah, you might have.
I
the
wonder
directions.
if
Yeah,
since
I'm
we're
gonna see
playing,
about this.
I wonder if since we're playing on Xbox, I can just send you my Steam code that they gave me. I wonder if it would work like that, or if it has to be on my account.
Steamy.
It's 343 and it's the beta launch, so I doubt they've got all the kinks worked out.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our show, everyone.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Tune in next week when we.
Absolutely.
Anyone want to drop our social?
Yeah, leave us a like, subscribe, rate, review, share the podcast if you enjoy it with your other nerdy friends who have conversations just like us. Hit us up on Zealot Podcast on Twitter, guys.
All right.
Major.
I'm Forrest.
I'm
Now
still
Robbie.
Major.
We mix that up, but all
I
right.
cut my turn. I broke
So,
rotation.
Halo Infinite is supposed to be coming out December 8th, 2021.
Yeah,
Yes,
but if
this
you're a
is the
beta,
beta.
like us,
Yeah.
if you're a beta like us, you're gonna go play with yourself right now.
Speak for yourself. All right. Bye, everyone.